Hi, I'm your host, Skylar McKinney, with,
Aaron Canino.
and today we're interviewing Dr. Jeff Meldrum, a biology teacher at the University of Idaho who believes in Bigfoot. All right, real quick, would you like to introduce yourself? Because we are recording this.
Okay, very good. So my name is Dr. Jeff Meldrum, and I'm a professor of anatomy and anthropology in the Department of Biological Sciences at Idaho State University, where I teach human gross anatomy and the health professions programs and do research into the evolutionary history of the evolution of hominin bipedalism, how we came to be adapted to walking on two legs. And it's from that perspective that my interest in the possible existence of and the evidence for the possible existence of another bipedal hominin took shape.
Thank you. We just had some questions we wanted to ask you
Okay,
about Bigfoot. Okay, I just want
certainly.
to start. What was the moment when you decided Bigfoot was real? This is what you wanted to research.
Oh, well, it usually doesn't occur as just in a momentary flash. I mean, there were events that planted seeds that synergized with other interests that I had. As a youngster, I was always very interested in natural history and in biology. I had a chance to swing down and pay a surprise visit to a personality I had encountered in writing a book review of a little book that focused on evidence from the area of southeastern Washington. And he, to make a long story short, took us out. I was traveling with my brother, younger brother. He had just found footprints that morning. It seemed just too coincidental, but he made the habit as the snows melted off the foothill roads. He would drive these roads, and these muddy tracks would or muddy roadways. A Sasquatch had walked by there just last night, or in the wee hours of that morning. And so that, if I had to put my finger on one experience, that was what really set the hook. I mean, as far I because knowing what I know, having the experience and expertise in the evaluation of hominin footprints and modern human foot form and function, the significance of this evidence, not a single footprint, but a long line, 35, 45 clear footprints in the mud that show all the dynamics and variation from step
Wow.
to step. That I mean, I could understand what was there, what the signal was, and so it was like they do. I mean, I guess there was a flip or a switch flipped in a way, because that was a bit of an aha moment that they do exist. My gosh, a Sasquatch just walked by here, and so now at that time I made 7 plaster casts as well as dozens and dozens of photographs and such. And then now I have over 300 footprint casts in my lab. So it's been a fascinating trip.
Do you have a plastic cast with you now?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Ooh, I'd love to see that.
Whoa.
Here's a particularly clear example because the conditions were just really quite remarkable.
Oh, wow.
A little bit here. So the outline of the foot, there's even indications of some arthritis in the joints of the outer part of the foot, maybe an injury or just aging. We see actually this feature in a number of different examples. I think are older individuals. So it probably stood 8.5 feet tall, 1,200 to 1,500 pounds.
Geez, that's
That's the size of a moose.
Wow.
Think about it. That's the size of a moose.
Yeah. I have another question,
Yeah.
and I think I've been confused about this, and I have a feeling that other people will be too.
Mhm.
So there is more than one,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Some people labor under this misconception that it's a lone, wretched monster. See, and then it's easy to simply dismiss it as just a fairy tale, just a legend.
Well, Aaron, any
I
more
think
questions?
I think that's it.
That's
Okay.
it. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah,
Jeff
thank you so
Meldrum.
much for coming on
Welcome.
here.
It's been an honor. thank you for watching our interview with Dr. Jeff Meldrum. This is Enter Sandman podcast, and our next podcast next week is we're going to be interviewing Aaron's uncle about the paranormal activities that goes on around his house.